Well, hi folks. Welcome back for part 2 of our series here, where we're going to go over the deep dive diagnostic in more detail. Now, I really did not I didn't intend on this being a 2-part series, but yesterday's webinar, time got away from us, so we're going to try to keep this much shorter today. Looks like we've got about 12 people in here right now. You really shouldn't be seeing this webinar if you didn't watch yesterday's, so I probably don't need to introduce myself, but I suppose you could be watching this as a standalone on-demand video. So just in case, my name is Jace Campbell with ReallyLocal Consulting here in Austin, Texas. I'm a CPA in Texas with experience in sales, operations, and finance in businesses of varying sizes. I go into a bit more detail about that in my experience in yesterday's webinar. Now, although I'm a CPA, I don't claim to be a tax expert. I have amazing tax experts on staff. My role here really is to bring together the business smarts with experts in other fields, whether it's tax or estate planning, productivity, the financing side. I do have my master's in finance and my bachelor's in accounting, so I have that to bring to the table as well. But we are consultants first. So this is where we left off yesterday, right before we jumped into more information on this diagnostic. We ended the webinar with 33 people that managed to make it all the way through. I didn't scare them off with my talk about disqualifying business owners that aren't ready to make the change. But here we are. We've got 19 people in here now. And just to recap, we started our webinar yesterday with about 75 participants. After discussing what we expected of business owners in being very transparent and candid with us, we had quite a few that jumped ship right then, as would kind of be expected. So we ended our webinar yesterday with 33 people on board. Now, really, the 75 participants that started with this, they very well may not have been the right people in their organization. Like I said from the beginning, we work strictly with business owners, maybe presidents or equity partners, someone who has an equity stake in the business. So there's a good chance that some of those 75 people just weren't the right person. But nonetheless, we had 75 start with us. We had 33 in with us. I was told that 4 of you set appointments for later this week, so that's fantastic. I'm not sure who all that was right now, and so if it's you and you came back today to get more information, then that is great. This will make our conversation that much more efficient when we talk later in the week. And I'm a big proponent of respecting your time as well as my own. So let's see, it looks like we're up to 23 people now. Not too bad. For others that were unable to join us today, hopefully they can watch the video replay of this webinar later. Or maybe they decide this was too much work for them and they didn't really want to go on with this after all. Sorry to see that happen, but I certainly understand it does, and good riddance to them. I've mentioned we don't have time to waste time with these people. You guys are here. You're eager to learn more. So let's dive into this. Dive into the deep dive diagnostic, if you will. So let's talk about what this diagnostic is. Let's put this in terms of a doctor's visit. I think we can all relate to that. How often you go into a doctor's office and you sit on that cold doctor's table, right? The one that has the white butcher paper pulled across the table, for sanitation reasons, and the doctor comes in, asks about your husband or your wife, your kids, how's that kid's soccer team doing, excellent bedside manner, we all love those doctors. Then he or she writes you a prescription and goes on to the next patient, right? They don't ask you about your ailment, no testing of your reflexes, or having you say and put one of those popsicle sticks in your mouth, right? Right, that never happens. Doctors follow a process. They gather facts, they diagnose, and then they prescribe a solution, whatever that is. Maybe it's a prescription drug or some other lifestyle change. Maybe it's drink lots of water, take Advil, rest for a few days, whatever it is. But the doctor always follows that process: discovery and diagnose and prescribe. Well, how many consultants call you each week ready to write you a prescription? I would guess that most of them do. They call you up. They want to sign you up for a new website referral program. They call to get you new working capital financing for your inventory or for factoring your receivables. They want to get you your nice Facebook page with 100,000 likes, and right, they want to give you a simple solution that only takes you an hour a day, because you have an hour a day to spare, right? Right? It's comical. I mean, these guys are ready to write the prescription for you just an hour a day without knowing a thing about your business. Well, that is precisely what we make sure not to do. We are very intentional. We are very methodical about our process. Our discovery process is baked into our deep dive diagnostic, and there's a reason why this takes our team an average of 2 days to complete. So the question we all get now, now that we're involved in this, is what all does this diagnostic involve? Are we reviewing your financial statements? Absolutely. Are we reviewing productivity metrics of your employees? Absolutely. But I like to look at this next slide here. Let's consider your business as a pyramid, though. Okay, take a look at the pyramid. It looks like any other pyramid. We're all familiar with this probably from the days of the food pyramid, what we should be eating more of or less of. Nowadays it's, the food pyramid now is not like it was 15 years ago even. But imagine this is your business, okay? You got sales and marketing at the top. Then you've got your business model, right in the middle. It's the real meat and potatoes of what you do. And at the bottom you've got your management team. Whether this is just you or if you've got, day-to-day operational managers or shift managers even. So here's your pyramid. Now, when you field calls from consultants every day, these guys are trying to prescribe before they diagnose, right? So let me know in the chat box in which area they jump to right away most often. Just type in the chat box there where they normally jump to. And you're probably going to nail it. That's right. Jeremiah got it. Sales and marketing. Kevin says the same thing. Sales. Jackie, you got it. Sales. Okay. You guys don't have to keep typing. I think you all get it. The consultants calling almost always jump directly to sales and marketing. And that's for a very good reason, because all they're selling is sales and marketing, whether that's social media or mobile or websites or SEO or email, whatever it is. Right? Now, I'm not saying those things are bad. I'm certainly not saying those things are bad. In fact, you're probably watching this right now because the sales and marketing division of our company was able to get our message in front of you. If you weren't referred by one of your friends, one of your peer business owners, and all those things, all those sales and marketing tools, they have their place. But my point is that's not where you start in this process. Look again in the pyramid. If you have a crack in your sales and marketing, will your pyramid stay standing? You bet it will, right? Crack on the top, just fix it. But how about your management team? If there's a crack in your management team, your foundation, if you have structural issues at the base of that pyramid, what's going to happen? Right? It's going to collapse. The entire structure is going to collapse. And so that is exactly what is key for our diagnostic. It's just like the old saying of teach a man to fish and you feed him for a lifetime, right? Our consulting engagements are not meant to last for forever. In fact, our consulting engagements only last an average of 6 months. And so if we're able to install the processes and systems but leave it in the hands of an unprepared management team, maybe unprepared, maybe incompetent. I don't know what your team is like. I don't think they're incompetent, probably. But if we leave it in their hands and we haven't taught them to fish, then the business is likely to return right where it is right now. Right? But if we can vet your team out, vet their processes, and help you to bring out the best in your people, focus on truly educating your management team, then your business stands and it thrives long after my team has left. Right? So, now I'm going to take a moment for a selfish plug. That's exactly what we tell our clients up front, that 3 months into our engagement, we will ask them for 3 referrals for friends that they have that are business owners. We believe that after 3 months, we've proven ourselves and we're on track. And since you're not a client for life, we're teaching your management team how to perform on an ongoing basis. then we appreciate you recommending us to others. My intention is not to have an ongoing consulting engagement with you forever. I want us to get in, implement, install those changes, and then get back out. Let your team be the ones to run things. Not sure. Oftentimes we do have an ongoing advisory relationship. We do. It may just consist of a quarterly review, maybe a phone call or a Skype interview or something like that, just to ensure there's continuity in your business plan. But at that point, we're the board of directors you never had at that point. We're the sounding board. We don't do that for all of our clients, and so I do expect that we will part ways within the next year. And when we do, I appreciate those referrals. It's how we've gotten where we are, and it's why we're now able to leverage our system across the country through these teleconferences, webinars, and things like that. But anyway, back to our pyramid. We want to focus on management first, right? I think we've beaten that over the head enough. Let's take a quick look at the 6 building blocks that we have in every diagnostic. And these are management, operations, cost controls, finance, tax, and marketing. I'm going to doubt that you have enough time in your day to spend on all 6 of these areas, although all 6 of these areas are vital to the success of your business and getting to that place of success that we talked about yesterday. So we're not going to go into detail on all of these. But let's talk about the discovery phase while we're looking at these. The discovery phase for us is we start with an opening meeting, and this will take 1.5 to 2 hours. This will involve. Hold on a second here. I'm getting a pop-up box on me here. It takes 1.5 to 2 hours. It's just questionnaire. It's dozens of questions from our team, and this allows us to begin to develop that initial point of view on your business. These questions are designed to identify the symptoms of any problems that you might have. Problems you might have and you don't know you have even, right? It's that doctor coming in and asking questions, and you're not sure why they're asking the questions they are, but there's a reason behind the questioning, and that's what we do also. And then next, as we go through our diagnostic, after we leave that opening meeting, we go through our diagnostic, and we undoubtedly will come across the following 8 areas for improvement. They're there in every business that are key to your business. They are what is built upon those 6 building blocks. But they are cash flow, profit, and when we talk about profit, we mean both margins and net profit dollars. We talk about operations and productivity. Those sometimes can go hand in hand. We talk about taxes, all different phases of tax. We could do a day-long seminar, nothing other than taxes, but you don't need to be a tax expert. That's the point here. You don't have to be the tax expert. Sales and marketing, exit and succession planning. That's huge. If something was to happen to you tomorrow, God forbid, what happens to your business? What happens to your loved ones? And even if not, that's not the path. I mean, do your kids want to take over the business? Do you want to at some point sell the business, maybe to another business in your area or a business broker? Right? These are things. Once again, you don't have to be an expert on these, and we could do day-long seminars just on these topics alone. And lastly is financing and funding. First, you've got to get paid for what you do, for your services and your products, and you've got to have access to the capital, depending on what kind of business you are, to grow. If you've got an incredible model of being paid long before your bills are due, then maybe that's not an issue for you. But there is an optimal debt to equity ratio, and we show you how to go about finding where that is, and actually find that for you. And whether it's adding more service trucks or opening a new location, how do you present yourself for the bank, and how do we get you to the right type of financial institution to support you in your business model? Because we're not changing your business model. So anyway, once again, we're not going to go into a lot of details on those, But as we dig in, there are guaranteed to be most likely multiple of those areas where our diagnostic alone will uncover opportunity after opportunity. For you to move the needle of your business in the direction that we talked about yesterday. We're priming you to get to that picture of success. And that's what this is all about. After our team has completed that discovery and they've diagnosed, we'll then have a closing meeting with you. And this is where we present our findings. At that meeting, not only will we be diagnosing your issues or opportunities, but we're also going to do that next step, and we're going to present to you our prescription. Perhaps that is actions that your management team can take, or perhaps those are specific action items that you might need, or you will need professional assistance for. If that's the case, then we can recommend a service provider. Perhaps our team has the skills and the services to assist in certain execution of that strategy. And maybe you have someone local that you want to use, and we can vet them out and be the liaison, the go-between in helping them to execute that strategy. So there you have it. I mean, just like yesterday, I had a video I wanted to share with you. Let's go ahead. I do want to show this to you. As you know, I sent an email out to a handful of clients asking if they could share a few words for this webinar, and I had a couple of awesome clients that jumped at the chance. Really appreciate it. Yesterday we showed you Kevin, who sent us a video even though he was on vacation. That was awesome. Today I'd like to share with you a video sent to us by Janice. She's the owner of Monaco Day Spa. Her day spa they were already profitable. She had one location, but we're excited to be sharing in her journey now. She's about to open her third location, or her second one this year, and it's grown at a pace she never expected. Not now, really not that she ever expected. She thought that one location was all she'd have, and she was happy with those day-to-days. So let's switch. Let me change this here. Let's switch over to this video. Just a second. It's just a short video.
Hello, my name is Janice Combs with Monaco Day Spa, and when I first spoke with ReallyLocal Consulting, I only had one location, and now a year later I'm opening my third store. It's crazy, looking back, to think that I was ever hesitant to make some of the changes that Jace suggested. But it's hard when an outsider comes in and just challenges everything. But I'm so glad that I did and that I listened, because now our cash flow is stronger than ever. Sales are up, and we just got financing to open more stores. So now I can just, look at the big picture and focus on running my business. So if you're like me and have never worked with a profit consultant before, then I strongly recommend you call and get the business diagnosis. The process made me look at my business in a whole new way. Jace, I can't thank you enough. Thank you so much. I really hope that you're able to help more business owners like me. So that's it. Thank you. See you soon.
That's awesome. Once again, that was really cool. I love these stories so much. I'm not doing any work for Janice right now, but we do grab coffee over Skype once a quarter. It's a fun way to stay in touch, to talk casually, business and family, what have you, and cut down on the travel expenses. So if you're out there and you want to grab a Skype coffee with me, I keep a pretty full calendar, not just with Skype coffees, obviously, but here in the Austin community, in terms of coffees and things in the mornings and staying in touch with people. So shoot me a note though, and we can definitely do that. So I guess, folks, that's really all that we have for you. It looks like we've still got 18 of you online with us. So I've obviously touched a nerve with where some of you guys are with your business. Right? We talked about the struggles and the pain you're feeling as a small business owner. You're likely overwhelmed. You're looking for guidance and really achieving your goals without losing your personal life and your family time that keeps pushing you on. So if you're on the live webinar, then you should see a pop-up box. I think you'll see a pop-up box where you can set an appointment for a discovery call. And this is where we get your name, learn your business, talk about where you are, where you're trying to get to, how fast you want to get there. These calls take about 30 minutes, and it's really a starting point for all of this. We'll get you set up and get you on the calendar for a diagnostic. I mentioned this yesterday, and one of my outbound marketers, she told me I should consider how I phrase this, but I do want to bring it up again. This is important. When you register for a discovery call with us on our website, you'll be sent a calendar invite. Okay, please put this meeting on your calendar. Okay, if you're unable to make the meeting, then please call our office or shoot us an email and cancel the meeting so that we can free up that time for someone else, or we can direct those resources towards an existing project or something. I mean, we're in the business to help hungry business owners that are ready to make changes, and we respect your time by being on time, and we end our calls at the scheduled time also. Even if we're not done, we'll schedule another follow-up meeting so it works for everyone's calendar. But we respect your time, and we expect you to respect our time also as professionals. So because of that, against the advice of some members of my team, I'm very strict with our staff on a 3-strike policy. 3 no-show appointments, and we'll have to terminate our relationship with you. I hate to be a stickler about that, but there's just too many people out there that need our help for us to waste time with someone who I feel like we might be wasting their time. By the same token, if you have 3 no-shows, and you're probably too busy right now to commit to these changes, and we don't want to waste your time either. So now, I make it a point to personally speak with every business owner at some point during this onboarding phase, whether it's the discovery calls with me, or it's once we get you signed up for a diagnostic, or even the diagnostic itself. I'm still very active in the field in supporting the team on these things, and a lot of times it's me who's doing the diagnostic, just because to me that's the most exciting part of what we do. So I look forward to speaking with all 18 of you over the coming week or two. All 18 of you that are still on. If you're listening to this on an on-demand webinar or video, then I look forward to speaking with you also. Our schedules, just so you guys know, our schedules do fill up quickly because we're only allocating certain time blocks each week to these discovery calls. Sometimes we do open up slots on the weekends. Actually, I realize that it is sometimes easier for business owners to talk big picture types of things over the weekends, and so our team sometimes will take off a Monday, Tuesday, or Tuesday, Wednesday, so that we can be in the office on Saturdays and doing some of these discovery calls, because we want to be accessible to you. We respect your time. We just ask that you respect our time as well. So let's see, most of the questions coming through about our availability this afternoon. We got another one here asking how long this call will take. Jack, these calls last anywhere from 30 minutes to an hour. We say 30 minutes. We ask you to block out an hour just because we'll not go over that time. So please allow yourself for 1 hour. But 30 minutes is usually enough for us to get those diagnostics scheduled, at least. Andrew, check to availability. Andrew, please check the availability of our team for whatever day this week is going to work best for you. I don't have the calendar in front of me right now, and it's changing by the minute. So click on that if you are. Let's see, Reed. Hey, Reed, you're welcome. Thank you for joining us for both these webinars. I look forward to speaking with you tomorrow. Okay, y'all. Well, guys, thanks again so much for joining us. We're going to wrap this up now. If you are watching an on-demand video of this webinar, there should be instructions on how to contact a member of our team, or a calendar link, something to schedule your discovery call with us. We're very excited to be bringing this, really beyond our referral network finally, and reaching out to businesses across the country, not just here in our local markets. But anyway, on behalf of the entire team here at ReallyLocal Consulting, You guys have a great rest of your day, and we look forward to speaking with you one-on-one very, very soon. Thanks a lot.